Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy, a special Friday FaceTime with the Content Guy. You know, while in Oregon, I thought it was important for me to get out and take a look at one of the new converted Hagen stores. We've had a lot of coverage and a lot of email about the fact that Hagen is moving from 18 stores to more than 160 stores up and down the West Coast and inland to a bit. And I thought it was important to take a look at one. So this one happens to be in Lake Oswego, Oregon, actually not too far from Hagen's home base. And I went in to take a look, and well, what can I tell you? It's not awful, but I'll tell you, it's not really distinguished either. You go in and there's the produce department. It's actually not too bad. They've set it off with some new signing, and it looks like some new flooring. Same thing with bakery. But the thing is, it seems somehow diminished from what I'm used to when I've been to Hagen stores in the past. It's just not up to snuff. They've got a Starbucks, but hey, listen, there's about 4 Starbucks within a couple of miles from here. And no point do you see that the fact that it's not distinguished than in the meat and seafood department, because it's crammed into a corner. I mean, it's really crammed in. It's like an afterthought. Ironically, the guy behind the counter was the only guy who was friendly to me. I can tell you 2 things about that guy, by the way. One, he's a friendly guy. Second is, he doesn't suffer from claustrophobia. The grocery aisles, well, that's a problem. I didn't walk down an aisle that didn't have a big gaping hole. Out of stocks, even for a relatively new store, seemed to be a real problem. And the lighting in grocery could be from a 1950s A&P. They haven't done what they need to do. And listen, yes, it's a new store, but you know what people say? You rarely get a second chance to make a first impression. And I think they've got, listen, I don't want these guys to fail. I'd like them to succeed. I don't think it's good for anybody when stores don't do well. But these guys have an undistinguished store, and they're in an area where, listen, there's a lot of competition. There's a gorgeous Zupan's right across the street that does a fabulous job with fresh food. And in terms of pricing, they've got a Safeway and a Walmart neighborhood market not too far away. And so they're being attacked on both sides, and they're brand new, and they're not doing the things they need to do to say, hey, come shop with us. And listen, details matter. And let me give you one detail that I think speaks volumes about Hagen's problems in this market. There's one end cap, and there's a faux wooden box. It's a design element, but the sign over says local, local, local. But the wine on the end cap is from Napa Valley, California. Listen, Oregon has more than its share of wineries, and to say that a local wine is from Napa, California, not a good grasp of the details. And that's the kind of thing, I think, over the long term, that can sink a new enterprise even like this one. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Friday morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.